Hi, CST126. Welcome to my blogging application presentation. Here, first, I'll walk you through a presentation of how I built my app. I'll walk you through the infrastructure, the design, and then the functionality of my app. So let's get started on the infrastructure. I wanted to make my blog easy to sign up for, give it minimal requirements for the user. So since we're just designing a blog application, I didn't want to ask for their address, their home address, or their phone number. If we were selling merchandise on this website, that would be a different story. Then we might need more information from the user. But if they're only posting and interacting with other users on the website, I wanted to include minimal information about them to protect privacy. And then as far as signing up goes, I had to ensure that the sign up is using the correct input field, so that would be email for the email portion, and then password, so it stars out all the password characters. And using these fields also helps the browser determine saved username and passwords for future use. And then we have password checking, so when they enter their password, it'll ask them to confirm it, and then it'll compare the two passwords to make sure that they are both the same. That way, that's standard procedure for entering a password. That way the user doesn't accidentally put in the wrong password. And then we have the unique user ID. That's very important because when you have users interacting with each other and posting, on the back end you need to know what their user ID is so you can connect them up to their posts, and as you add comments and user privileges, that's very important to distinguish between users. And then we have a unique post ID. Any post or comment they make needs to be unique. That way it can be identified if they want to update or delete it or rate it. It works similar to the unique user ID. The post ID also uses a foreign key to link to the user ID, same with the comments, so you know which user posted it. And then we have user privileges. The normal user privileges are able to update and comment anything an admin would be able to do, but only on things that they've posted, whether it be comments or actual posts. And then we have the administrator, who can update, delete, and modify user roles for different users for posts and comments. And then for the design of the website, I wanted to do a modern, responsive design. Use small file sizes for the background, so the website takes a minimal amount of time to load. These days, most people have a fast internet connection, but for those who don't, it just makes everything quicker. And when you click on another page, it's not reloading a 10 megabyte file background. And then I use CSS classes to in order to reuse code and to make the whole website design look flush. And then the reusing of container classes, which is also a part of CSS, so that everything looks familiar and it's all enclosed in a similar size enclosure. It's not always changing sizes on them, and that includes distance from the nav bar and everything else. And now I have the functionality of the website. So for that, I've implemented a search function, and that uses the beautifully designed SQL-like function, which takes in the user's search query and it searches through the post title and the post content, and it returns any of the user's queries, and it returns the corresponding posts. And then we have administrator privileges. I touched on those a little bit in the design section, or rather in the infrastructure section. Those are for myself, obviously, and then anyone else who I decide to make an administrator. My account's the only one that starts as an administrator, and then I can change the person's role through the users page on the website as an administrator. And then the blog commenting and rating posts. So when you go to comment on a post, you can also give it a rating. A rating is either a like or a dislike, which adds a positive one or a negative one to the overall post rating respectively. And then I've also added in a profanity filter for the title and the content. It does its best to filter out anything that the user might input, and they get creative, so using regular expressions to minimize the amount of profanity they can use. And then I have the view all users page. As I said, the administrators have the ability to reassign a user role, so you want to be careful in assigning administrator status in case you got somebody who is malicious and would want to reassign all users to normal users or delete all users or abuse their power. So now I'm going to give a live presentation of the application starting on the home page, and let's begin. So here I have the home page. It's a simple home page. It says, "Hi, welcome to my blog application." You can start by creating an account and logging in. From there, you'll be able to create, edit, rate, and delete posts. You'll also be able to search posts and add comments to posts. If you're an administrator, you can delete any posts and modify the list of users, including their privilege. All right, so let's start out. Let's register a user. All right, so let's make the user. I'll just put in my first name and followed by a 7, and then my first name will be William. And if you recognize, as I set the labels for these, Chrome autofill will come up, which is a nice and very necessary feature for a modern website. It will autofill with first and last name, and actually, if there's an address or anything else on here, due to the backend in the HTML, setting the correct types of input on the text area will allow Chrome or any other web browsers autofill to fill in all the correct fields. All right, and then I will put in my email address, and then my birthday. All right, and then it redirects you right to the sign-in page. And then you will use your corresponding information that you entered in order to log in. And now it redirects me straight to my account. There's no need to leave them on the login page. I set up the redirects in the websites in an intuitive way so that after they register, they're redirected to the login, and then after they log in, they're redirected to their own user page. It gives them a nice little welcome message, tells them their email, their birthday, user ID, and then shows that they're a normal user. By default, everybody's a normal user. That's a very important step. And then if I would like to create a post, I can. As you can see here, that was a test for the profanity filter, so I apologize about that. And then I could post something like, alrighty, and then it gives me the message that it was posted. And now here I can see all the posts that have been posted so far. A lot of these posts were done in the testing process, and so these obviously stay on the page. And then if you go down to the bottom here, you can see my post. Posts are sorted by the date they were posted, so oldest are on top. And it says, "Hi, welcome to my presentation. Here I'll present in order to showcase elements of what I've implemented." Perfect, that's what I put. And then you can see here it actually lets me, on all these ones, it only lets me comment and rate because I have no privileges. I didn't post any of these as a new user. But I can remove, update, or change the post category. So let me remove this post and go down and see that it's no longer there. So that's perfect, that's implemented. And now I could comment on this one. I could say, "Nice post." And yes, I like the post. That's why I commented nice post. And it gives you a post rating. So here this post rating is -1, which means that the overall rating of this post has fallen to -1. And so now let me show you, if I'm not an administrator and I look at the users, it'll show me all the users, total number of users, and it'll list the users out. That's the user that I just made, William7, and that's me. So now let me log in as the administrator that I created earlier. Hello, William Thornton. So this is my other one. My user ID is 1, and I am an administrator. So now if I go to posts here, I'm allowed to have all administrator privileges on all posts, not just posts that I've posted. So you can see here my user ID was 1, but I could also delete posts from a user with the ID 2, and this is from my Jimmy account. So I can remove his post, and it redirects me back here, and now Jimmy's post is gone. I could also comment and rate on my own post. And I'll give it a yes, and the rating should go up to 2. There we go. So the post rating is now 2 on that one. And now if I go over to users, see, so here I can remove users and I can also change their role. So my role is 1 already, but let's change his role to 1. Okay, so now William Thornton, the account that I just made, now has admin privileges. So let me just show you this last feature here of the search function. And I'll search hi. And total number of posts is 3. So there are posts here with hi in the name, and then down here, hi, this is William. Perfect. So we have all the comments listed and everything listed here. It gives us the post rating, gives us everything that it would give us before, and it even has the remove comment rate functions. So now I'm going to log back in with my other account that I have granted user privileges to and show you what the account looks like now with user privileges. Now this user can do anything he wants over here, and if he wanted to, he could also change my account, my initial account's user role to 0 and change me away from administrator. So that's the main functionality of the website. It has posting and commenting, shows the user ID of all the posts and comments. And one more thing, actually. Let me show you the update function of the posts. So I can actually change this to so even though I didn't initially post this, I can update another post coming from this other account I've created. However, it still gives me it's still posted by the original user, but since I'm an administrator, I'm allowed to update any post that I would like. And then here's the change post category. So this post category has an ID of 3. I could change it to a 1. And now this is at a post category of 1. I can change this one to a 2. And now this one has a post category of 2. So that's all the functionality of the administrator, update, remove, and all that. And let me show the let me see if I can show the profanity filter. Let me go down to the bottom. See how it's starred out because I use profane language. And then if you had a post, it's not going to prevent you from posting, but it will star out any language that is colorful and you wouldn't want on your website. So it will still let you post. You could post a long post, but it will star out anything that you wouldn't like. So you can still get the gist of their message without the language. So that's my blog project. I hope you liked it. And yeah, that's everything that I did in the past 7 weeks. And thank you for watching.